Okay, so I've got a Skystream 3.7. I'm going to go ahead and do the brushes on this one. So first thing you're going to do is pull out all the Allen heads from all the outside. So it looks like there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. It's got a gasket here, so you just leave that alone. Got the 8. As you pop this off, what I did to release some of the pressure is the main power connector to the inner, I think this is the actual inverter here. The power connector that I undid, laid it down onto something else, so it's just sitting there. There's no pressure on anything. I went ahead and took off the ground wire, and then I also took off this big old honking wire setup. It went right there, just like that. I'll show you the colors, and it goes right in this plug here. So now there's no pressure. Then what you've got is this metal cover, and you've got a bolt here, and then you have 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Pull that one off. You've got this ground, which went right in the middle, right there on that, so I took that off. And then it looks like the next steps are going to be pulling these screws out to get this board off, because the brushes should be underneath this board. And it looks like you have to pull this part off in order to get that board and this metal box off. So all I did here was pull out these 2, which are on the side of this box, and that releases the pressure for this whole thing to come up, but you will have to do it to get the board out. But as you can see, I've got 2 there, and I took these 2 out right here. Tell these are spring loaded. As I lift it up, you can kind of see the springs and feel them. And there is the receiving board, and there's the brushes. All right, so these brushes were a little bit more tricky. So you want to loosen these up, but they've got these little plastic pegs here, and that's the only thing holding the top. They're nice and tight, so what you have to do is gently, with a pair of channel locks, I just held the ends right here where it's actually supported with the metal, and was able to hold those, and then use an Allen wrench and break these free. So now you can see kind of how they come apart. Now, the brushes are 2 different sets. You have the outer brushes and you have the inner brushes. From what I understand, the only thing different is one's a little bit longer pigtail, because the outer brushes have to come over more. And then also I would check these 2 fuses out, which are in the inverter right here. The way you do that is just use an ohm meter, pull these out, use an ohm meter, check them. If they're good, throw them back in. But that way you have spares. Here's a comparison of the brushes, so you can see. I mean, it wasn't necessarily due for brushes, but at the same time, I'm putting this thing in the service for the first time here at my house, and I don't want to mess with it again. So I'm glad I'm doing it.